EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Pittsburgh Invitational.
And hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. We are at Oakmont Country Club in western Pennsylvania. Frank, the site of so many historic moments. Great players have made their mark here. Sam Snead, Ben Hogan, Jack Nicklaus, Ernie Els, a long and distinguished list.
Oakmont, if it's not the most difficult golf course in North America, Rich, it's certainly one of the most difficult golf courses. With its 210 bunkers, really personified by the church pews, the hard and slick greens that slope away from the player and the tight fairways. This golf course always requires the utmost precision.
This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the seagulls are walking to work. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Frank, how good was that just to get it on the green?
Well, from that shot there, you would have thought for sure that there was no chance he had of finding the green. That was some shot.
Settles in over the putt. Frank, a solid par right there, maintains his position. Resuming the action here at EA Sports, let's go out to the 7th hole and pick up with our featured golfer. Solid performance so far, holding steady through the middle of the second round.
Starting to earn the nickname Steady Eddie, really.
This one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough.
Errant tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
And setting up here in the rough. Down. Lay down. Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Frank, he might like this one. He might like... Oh, he's going to love it, Frank.
Imagine to a 300-yard par 3 at a US Open to a green that goes up at the front and then crowns at the top and then slips away at both sides. That's the eighth hole.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here.
Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
All right, Frank, just on the fringe, he might be thinking about making this.
He's a better chipper than you, Rich.
Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
Third shot, looking for a good one. Solid play, heart of the green. Good chunk of real estate here, 22 feet away. Jeez, that one just blew past the hole. It's actually on the fringe right now. Well, once you hit double the par, it's time to just pick up and move on. Rounding out the front nine here at Oakmont, Frank, it looks to be straight away, uphill. Anything to be cautious about on this tee shot?
Well, there certainly is. Years gone by, this was a par 5 for the US Opens of yesteryear. Par 5 still for the members. And the reason why is it's a little bit uphill, semi-blind tee shot, bunkers left and right, and of course rough if you miss those. This is one of those holes, even though it's a par 4 now, you miss the fairway here, you are not reaching this green in 2. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Tough approach shot here at the 9th.
Get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
What was he thinking there?
I have no earthly idea.
Continues to putt beautifully. Take a look now at the 10th hole, Frank. Par 4, 462 yards.
Yeah, this one can play a lot of different distances. And the reason why is if you can sneak a driver to catch the downslope, it can run all the way down. You can have just a wedge in here. If you're not as fortunate and you leave it hanging up on that hill, it plays a good 200 yards for your second.
Frank, just a beautiful day out there today, but there are some challenges.
Yeah, those tricky winds up there, you've really got to focus on exactly how strong it is and what direction, because it's very easy to make the mistake of hitting the wrong club out here. You make a mistake with the wrong club choice, even a good swing is not going to get rewarded. I'm loving that balance.
Frank, they say you have to ride the wind. Boy, he got all of that one.
Got every ounce out of the conditions.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This is a good-looking shot. I mean, really on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot.
Chance for back-to-back.
Frank, he took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Oh, man, just slides by. And only a tap in left. Good putt. Nudge this one home, finish it up.
Rich, with so few holes left, bogeys are just that much more expensive.
That will really hurt his chances of catching the leader. 2 rounds in the books, Frank, and a good spot from which to make a move.
Yeah, well positioned. Really, you know, if you're leading, it's a different pressure. Being in the chaser pack there, playing well, what a great position to go into with 2 rounds to go.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Pittsburgh Invitational.
Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. We are back in the state of Pennsylvania getting set to kick off the round here at one of the great golf courses in the world, Oakmont Country Club. Frank, you're very familiar with it because you were right in the mix down the stretch at the 1994 U.S. Open right here at Oakmont.
And Rich, it's so good just to be back here. You know, there's so much history in Oakmont. It's been a host to so many prestigious tournaments in our sport, such as the U.S. Amateur, the U.S. Open, the Women's U.S. Open, and the PGA Championship. It's just one of the true gems on the golf landscape.
Frank, I think what sets golf apart from other sports is that the fan can get so close to the great athlete as the round is being played.
Yeah, well, that's why the sport itself, and we consider it more intimate for that reason. Most golf spectators play the game, whereas other sports, you don't see NFL players sitting in the grandstand. You see spectators, but most golf fans are golfers.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. And with that birdie, moves to third place.
All set here at the par 4-7. Frank, what do players need to look out for off the tee?
It's a rather intimidating tee shot there, since the trees have all been removed that used to be very, very close to this fairway. 3 bunkers down the right side, another 2 on the left. They've either got to be somehow threaded in between, or the longest hitters might just be able to squeeze it past.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
This one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Not in the fairway, but not too bad. Just in that first cut. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Getting set now over the putt. That is a painful bogey at the 7th hole.
Even par currently.
And he makes it for a bogey here. Frank, the par 3 8th, it will take a player's very best strike.
Yeah, it's not often you see the odd driver come out of the bag, but when a hole can be stretched out to close to 300 yards, then everybody in the field needs some heavy artillery. It's a big, long par 3. Green does feed a little bit to the left, but at that distance, no hole is easy.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Looks like he just misread that.
It's no snack, though. That looked like it nearly got below the lip, the level of the lip there.
Can't believe that one, Frank. That was a complete horseshoe right there. So they'll tap in. He's made it. Here we are at the 9th, par 4, 477 yards. Frank, this is a rugged hole.
It is. It used to be a par 5. Some say it should still be a par 5. Long, straight hole, runs alongside the first hole there. Bunkers left and right. And, of course, if you find the rough, the remnants of what it used to be a par 5 is that nice little cross bunker in the middle of the fairway, which forces you to lay up. Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Frank, you've been there. This is kind of a memorable approach shot, isn't it? The 2nd to the 9th.
Yeah, often you'll have people putting on the back because part of that is the practice putting green. So you'll see many of approach shot bound through and go between the legs of some people trying to get ready for their round. Green might look like a big square, but there's not too many flat sections in this green.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
Well, too bad. He gives one back. Turning for home now, the back nine. Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board as we look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realised how important it was to have that foe. You know, so often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realise the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other.
Well, now it's right in his wheelhouse, good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. With that ball sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
On the green and looking at a birdie opportunity. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. And getting ready for the putt. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Hoping to drop only one shot, this for bogey. Has it. Frank, the nice thing about golf is we have that little break in between nines. And if it's not going well, and that's the case right here, player has a chance to turn it around.
Yeah, this is where you have to dig into your memory bank. Obviously, what you've done wasn't working, so you know what not to do.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's the final round of the Pittsburgh Invitational. It is one of the most difficult golf courses in the United States. Oakmont Country Club outside Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, who was a part of that dramatic U.S. Open in 1994 at Oakmont, ultimately won by Ernie Els. Frank, when you think of Oakmont, what comes to mind?
The difficulty of the golf course, Rich. I know a lot's changed over the last 20 or so years. A lot of the trees have been removed. But really, that wasn't the story of Oakmont. It's the slick greens, how firm and fast they can be. The members there, for example, they marvel at the fact that people think they're fast. They say we putt on these greens every single day, and they're certainly no slower. But it's the bunkering as well. There's 210 bunkers here. They're all in play. And it just has that history. When you step on Oakmont, you just know you are walking on not one of the great courses in North America, but one of the great courses in golf. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
It's a big shot right here, second to the 15th hole.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That is classy.
They had a chance of going in.
Par yesterday, now for birdie. Wow, I thought it was going in just off the mark by a fraction. Clean this up with a tap. Frank, how does that par help his cause?
It certainly doesn't hurt it.
Frank, this is a point in the round where you really need to summon your best stuff. Par 3 of 231 yards. You know the pressure's building. We're at the 16th hole, and you have a long iron in hand. You can't flinch. You can't take it halfway back and go. This has to be the complete swing, and you have to really have the nerve on this shot.
Yeah, this shot has to be hitting right out of the button, that's for sure. One thing to consider, though, in the back of your mind, it's always better putting back uphill. Well, uphill is actually from the back of the screen. So you actually can be a little braver on 16 than what you might think standing on that tee, because a little long is better than a little short.
Great effort right there, and a great chance to knock in that short putt. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Oh, I thought he had that.
Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
This to avoid a huge number. This is for bogey. So that's a drop shot. Seventeenth hole at Oakmont, par 4. Only 313 yards, and yet, Frank, it was so pivotal. The last U.S. Open played here in 2007.
It was pivotal for a lot of different reasons, strategy being one. Some elected to go down the right side with just a mid-iron. Others went directly at the green and did not get the ball up and down. Furyk and Tiger Woods come to mind in that situation. You can see the green's just perched up there. If you do lay it up, you don't quite get a full look at this green because you have to lay it up down that right side.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
On the green, sure, but plenty of real estate between the ball and the hole. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That's just a poor putt right there. No other way to say it. And a drop shot, a bogey at 17. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. No doubt would love to have this one back. That's a double bogey, 2 drop shots.
This is where so many of the legends, from Hogan to Nicklaus to Miller to Els, made their imprint. And don't forget about Angel Cabrera, the last time the U.S. Open was played here. The 18th hole, the clubhouse straight ahead. What a view, and what a moment in the championship.
Great Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's the next one. Judging by that light, it's not going to be too hard.
Well, Frank, it comes down to this. One more good swing, one more difficult shot.
And one more correct decision as well here, Rich. Different levels on these greens. This ball is going to have to land on the correct level to get the right result.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. It's a big putt right here for birdie.
Inexcusable.
And he makes it for par.
Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf. And it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested, seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the start of the FedEx Cup playoffs. It's the opening round of the Northeast Invitational.
New course to most of the golfers on tour, this challenging layout just opened in 2015. Today we're along the east coast of Maine. Rich Lerner with Frank Nobilo. We'll be calling all the action from the cliffs at Lighthouse Point.
Another great design from Brand Patel, and they really threw the boat out here. Some excellent choice of holes, and you're going to see the changes in elevation. You get this on a windy day, and of course 7,700 yards will play even longer than that. A nice calm day though, Rich, and you really can shoot a good score out here. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
That's a bit offline in the rough. Frank, this ball's in the rough. Anything you change in your technique when a ball's sitting down a little bit?
Yeah, you put the ball back a little bit further in your stance because you're going to get a bit of grass between the ball and the club face. So you have to allow for that and keep that club moving. That grass is going to be that grass is going to create a certain amount of resistance.
Just a couple of feet. Well, with that drop shot, moves to 1 over for the tournament.
Fifth hole, and we pick up the action. Frank, you know this. You can't win a tournament in the first round, but you can lose it. As we catch up with our featured golfer, they need to turn this around just to make the cut.
And turn it around now. What a great shot.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Oh, another one goes in.
Moving on to hole number 6, par 3 of 198 yards.
This one just starts right of the flag.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot.
Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Once considered the best PGA teaching pro in the country, our featured golfer makes birdie and now sits comfortably inside the cut line. 7th hole at Lighthouse Point is only 370 yards. Frank, are you happy if you walk out of here with anything other than birdie?
If you hit the fairway, you definitely should be looking at birdie, but the biggest problem here is to decide, Rich, what club to hit off the tee. You could hit a multitude of clubs here. Further up you go, the narrower this fairway gets.
Frank, at this, the highest level of the game, the margins are so razor thin between winning and losing. It becomes about not wasting shots, and I think that's why players really enjoy stroke play.
I think you hit the nail on the head, Rich. That's why the best players, they want every shot to count, and the best format of golf that requires that is stroke play. In match play, you can get away with a big number. In stroke play, they want it to be a body of work. Every single shot adding to the score.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Good swing, good shot yet again. That will be a great look at birdie.
Chance for back-to-back.
So into the top 15 on the leaderboard with that birdie. A few more, and who knows, maybe top 10 or top 5.
Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now.